It's Ronnie, and welcome to a Just for Fun processing video. It's not for any hop or anything, any collaboration. I got this Countryside by 49 and Market for Christmas, and I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. So I thought, well, I'm going to make a layout. And of course, I can't do Baby Got Scraps because I do not have no scraps of this yet. So it is for fun. I am using the radar stencil and I use pumice stone with it. I didn't want it to show up super bright, but I wanted it there where I could see it. But I was thinking, I wished I'd went ahead and used the green. I was trying to shy away a little bit from the green since I do plan on putting other green on here. But I can still see it, so I'm all right. I like it better than I would have if I couldn't see it at all. This stamp is really old. It's close to my heart and it has all kinds of stuff on there. But I wanted the word unique to show up whether anything else did or not. And it does. When the layout's all said and done, it shows up. I knew I'd be covering quite a bit of it up with my photo and also this modeling paste using the brick stencil. But I made sure that I didn't go over too far that the unique didn't show up. Now that modeling paste is pretty white and I like it all right white, but I decided I'd like it even better since the whole background is muted already to start with. And it looks like pumice stone. So I decided I would use pumice stone on my bricks, but I let them dry first. I thought about mixing some of the ink, on the packaging and then put the modeling paste on there. But last time I did it, I had to use so much of it to get color. So this time I decided I would go ahead and let the modeling paste dry and then just brush it on. And I will pull out a skinny brush and go in between the bricks so it's a little darker in between the bricks than the bricks actually are. And I like that pretty good. I thought it made them stand out just a little bit more, but they're not stark white no more. Now, one of the reasons I wanted this collection for Christmas, yeah, I was the chickens because Jason's got pictures with chickens, and I have one of Malachi on a chicken. Of course, it's not a live one. It is an ornament in my daughter's yard, but I wanted the chickens, but this layout didn't need one of the chickens. And so since she is kind of looking up at the sky, I thought she needs something to look at. So I used the A side, but there are some B sides in this collection that I just love, and I know I'll be using them. I first did the packaging technique with the fossilized amber, and I'm so glad it matched the flowers in this. I ordered it probably 2 months ago after I told everybody I wanted some countryside for Christmas. And it's been sitting there and I hadn't used it till now. I had to open it up to use it on this layout and it goes great with it. My fingers was crossed that whole time though, just so y'all know. And then I also used the pumice stone and with the packaging and went around it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do some splatters with both of them. And I will be done with the background for a while. I will do some more splatters at the end, but for now, I'm done with the background. The photo, as I said, is of my granddaughter Reagan, and she's in front of a cornfield. My daughter took the picture. And there's plenty of cornfields and cotton around here. Both of those, there is plenty of fields for them. And in one area that's down in like the lower lands, it's rice. So there's plenty of farming going on in the area. Of course, I live up in the woods though. But Reagan lives down there where all the cornfields are at. That ephemera paper thingy I just putting behind the photo. I first thought I'd use that. Then I changed my mind and decided I'd use those other two white ones. And then once I got the mixed media on the background, I decided I wanted the yellow instead. And I am going to work around and put this alphabet on there. I mostly wanted the black and white color, so I didn't mind if not very much showed up. I've got plenty for another layout. And then the other paper layered on there looks like newsprint. And of course, I always like newsprint. There is one sheet in here, the back side has newsprint, and I like the other side too. And I'm thinking, man, which one am I going to end up using? Because I'm tempted just to cut the newsprint apart. So I'll have to think hard before I make a layout with that one. I I remember to show them. See, these are two Tim Holtz dies that I got from Ella Connor, and I use them on cards quite a bit, but I haven't used them on layouts that much at all. But the one on the bottom, it's laying over to the right now. It's tattered lace, I believe, doily, tattered lace doily. And then the other one is called bookends, I think. I think that's what it's called. But I cut a few out of each so I could use them with this collection in part of the layering. I am adding two tickets. One is a lot bigger than the other, as you can tell, but I wanted to make sure I got some yellow in there. And then I got the stamps here, and I'm just layering a couple on the other side and made sure I used one of the black ones. Of course, it was right there on the end of the roll, so it wasn't hard to use it. But I made sure I put that doily where the part that looks white and has a little bit of print on it is over there peeking out from the left. So it's not centered at all, but it's the way I wanted it to go on here. I do have a chicken wire die, and I love that thing. But there are some in the laser cuts, a couple, I think. So I used one of them on here. And then that basket, it is just so cute. I thought, I've got to use it. And when I went to lay it down, I remembered I hadn't put this lace on there, and I knew I wanted to do it. And watch me, I'm going to forget my main thing I wanted to do with the basket, and we'll have to pull that foam tape off just so I can do it. But I wanted to cut along the edge of the front of the basket so I could tuck. I started to say poke, but tuck sounded better. Tuck the flowers down in the basket instead of having them behind it. But I am still going to have foam tape behind it because I want it to look more dimensional and stand out from the photo. And one good thing about using that little skinny foam tape, you can have like a couple of layers there and it still does not come up very far. So you can fit more dimension in your layout than you otherwise would. I am going to add, let's see, do I add some greenery? I think I do. Yeah, I do add some greenery, and one that sticks up pretty high, and then that little bouquet that I found. And then it will be done. But I couldn't leave that chicken wire completely bare. I thought about it. I really did. But, that's just not how I like the chicken wire. So I put that spray of greenery up there. Kind of reminded me of the cornfield, even though it's all turned colors already. And how pretty and green they are at different times of the year. Not this time of the year, but different times of the year. So I wanted to make sure I put it on there. But I'm going to add a flower because I have no corn to add to it. But I am going to have that one little branch coming out from behind the basket. And then I'm going to add that little faux flare. And it says in the country over to the right hand side. I will add a couple of more things before the layout's done, but for now, that's all I'm going to have. I don't even think I put the foam tape on that little circle thing, but I will. I will. The phrase that I'm cutting off, sorry, I hit the computer because I was reaching for my layout. The phrase says harvest the happy, and I'm just going to frame it out with that gingham, black and white gingham frame there. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that little tiny bit that's going to hang off to go on the right hand side. I have a frame sitting over there, but then, I kind of got on the frugal side and thought, well, why waste it? I just really need the color over on the left hand side. So yeah, I cut it off. I did put foam tape on the one on the right, but the one on the left, I'm just adhering it straight down. And I found the prettiest little flower. Well, it's not so little. It's kind of on the big side, but then it had that little bud coming off of it. And I thought, well, that's going to look great there, especially with the other flowers in the background and have it a little more dimensional. However, I am going to put foam tape under parts of the greenery and parts of it not. So that'll even be a little more dimensional. And that little flower, I was just fussing around with it, trying to get the edges of it to curl up. And I did it on the yellow one too, because they looked kind of on the flat side, and I was just going to give them a little bit more character. Characters more like it, yeah. I think part of the white's even showing on the red one. I'm going ahead and adding the little green faux flare. I don't know how many times I can say that right. Um, and it says middle of nowhere. And then my title is going to end up being Country Roads. It was already a pre-made title. And I thought, I think I'm going to go ahead and use it because she is by a road. But I love this collection. Well, I love anything I think Katie Petite makes. Uh, let's see, where am I at now? Oh, I'm putting that one on and it says in the country. And I'm adding, well, I may not be doing it yet, but I am going to add a little bee by there because there are quite a few bees in this collection. And there's phrases like be kind, maybe be humble, and stuff like that too. But I decided I wasn't going to use them on this layout. However, you might see one pretty soon. I Let's see, I'm adding foam tape to that. Oh, I am going to add a black heart there because I was looking in the um, clusters that I have, and the other clusters, the one that's going to have the title and everything's got black. And there was no black down there in the right hand one except the writing on that little yellow thing. So I wanted to add just a little more black there. Now, since my bricks were way too white, this country was way too white. But instead of using the pumice stone, I am putting bundled sage on the country and the roads. And it's just a lighter green. I've been using peel paint on everything, I think. But I didn't want it to get too dark there because I wanted the country roads to show up. So I used the bundle sage instead. And it may just be a lighter green because that ink pad does not seem to have much ink ever since I bought it. But I'm squeezing all I can out of it. This little banner, it says, you bring the sunshine because, the picture's got a lot of sunshine in it. Yeah, I know it's corny, but I put it on there anyway. So Reagan brought the sunshine. But I like corny, so that works for me. What am I doing? It's hard to keep track. Oh, found another bee. And I was looking at this and I was thinking, I should have one more bee. And I had to hunt it down to put it on here. So there are 3 bees on here. I think I forgot to turn the camera back on for that one though. I am using Bookworm by Mr. Huey's for my splatters. And I was thinking I was done, but as it happens, I wasn't. I was looking at the country roads and thinking it needs something else. So I got one of the chipboard pieces and it's beautiful. And I just put it under the country roads. But I think that's it. I think I'm finally, once I get that last little heart on there, got done with the layout. But I want to thank you all so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you find time today to do some scrapping. And if I'm lucky, I might get another video up for tomorrow. So fingers crossed. But there's my little basket. It's so cute. And see how tucking them down in the basket made it look more three-dimensional. At least I think it did. And there's that tattered doily. I thought it'd go good with that other doily piece on there. Well, I think that might be tatting on uh, a scarf or something. It might be, I don't know. But I love the laser cuts. They're just so nice. And oh, and see the little paper clips? They are Tim Holtz, and I put 3 on there. And they're just his mini paper clips. And I think they still have them. I've had mine for years. I bought a package, and there's quite a few in the package, and I forget to use them. But I use 3 on here. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But I hope you all have a happy scrappy week and find time to scrap. Bye.